Welcome to Pacifica Christian High School in Newport Beach, California. The BSN Sports Showcase. It's game number 3. As to this one, we got the Windward Wildcats, ranked in the top 10 in Southern California. They're going to take out the visitors from Las Vegas, the Desert Pine Jaguars. Hello, everyone. Along with Chris Dade, I'm Mark Heller. Thanks so much for joining us once again. And of the Windward Wildcats, this is a team that is 15-4 in the year. They're 1-0 in league. And you want to talk about playing in a competitive league. They're in the Gold Coast League. They play in the same league as Crossroads, Brentwood, Campbell Hall, Paraclete, Sierra Canyon of LeBron James' son Bronny, and Viewpoint. That's quite a league, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it is. Definitely a league.
And if you take a look at the records, Windward's 15-4, Crossroads 12-4, Brentwood 12-7, Campbell Hall 7-8, Paraclete 14-4, Sierra Canyon 15-2, and Viewpoint 12-5. Windward, they will be in their blue uniforms with white numbers, and their program is being run. Head coach in his 4th year is Colin Pfaff. He's done a real good job. Had been an assistant at the University of Portland for 8 years, so he brings a college pedigree background. In recent years, the last 3, they've won 25, 17, and 23 games. They were CIF champions in 08-09, 09-10, and 14-15, and they won state in 08-09 and 10-11. So this is a team with a winning history.
Wow. Can't wait to see what they have for today.
And meanwhile, overall, this team has a lot of great athletes. We're going to take a look at Devin Tillis, their 6'6 senior. Yeah, he leads the team in scoring and rebounding. He's a lot of fun to watch. Also look for super sophomores in Kajani Wright and Dylan Andrews. On the flip side, for the Desert Pine Jaguars, they enter with a record of 8-5, score 58 points per game. And they're led by Milo Suzan, who is head coach Suzan's son. Just a sophomore, but averaging 16.5 points per game. They've won numerous state championships. We open up right away with an easy layup, and Windward takes the early 2-0 lead. Harris with the layup for the Windward Wildcats.
Wow, this looks like an evenly matched team. Both are quick, good in size. This is going to be a good game right here.
Let's see what Desert Pines can do with the basketball. They're a power out of Las Vegas. A lot of times they go up against Clark to play for the state title with mixed results. Turnaround jumper, no good. It's picked up and the fresh shot clock. Open 3 on the way is going to be long off the attempt by Deshaun Wiley. And here comes Devin Tillis into the attacking zone for the Windward Wildcats. He gives way to Dylan Andrews. Andrews just a sophomore. He gives way to Jaron Harris. Up top with the basketball, Kajani Wright. Deep jumper on the way is going to be in and out. And the rebound is cleared. And here come the Jaguars into the attacking zone. 8-5 on the year, a perfect 3-0 in league play. Outside jumper no good, and you have a feeling this one is going to be going to end all night. Dylan Andrews, one of the super sophomores for the Windward Wildcats. Off to Tillis. Tillis, his shot on the way, no good. And he will be at the line shooting a pair. By the way, Tillis, commit, he'll be a UNLV running rebel next year.
Really? Wow.
That he will be. 6'6 junior. Matter of fact, what Coach Pfaff has to say about him, he says he has such a high basketball IQ. He said if I could, I'd have him already be an assistant coach on my staff. How often do you hear that said about a high school kid? Not very often. Would Ray Johnson have said that about you when you played at El Camino?
No.
No offense to you there, Chris. I know you're a bright young man. Jumper on the way is up and good. 3-point field goal And getting the points there for the Jaguars, it's Cimarron Conriquez. He is known for his three-point shooting and delivers right there. We're tied at 3. To the basket, no good. Rebound, no good. However, the foul is drawn, and it will be Kajani Wright, a 6'8 sophomore, stepping to the free throw line.
6'8 sophomore, wow.
Personal foul is called against Anthony Swift. His first personal and second team foul, and Wright steps to the free throw line. First one, no good. He'll be shooting one more. Averages 13.6 points per game. Very physical. He's also humble, despite the talent he has. Pac-12 schools are after him. Kentucky, Michigan. Shot is missed, and you have a feeling he'll have a lot more guys coming to visit him as he misses the free throw. Good ball movement. Guzan, left side, three-point circle. It's going to be a little long, and the rebound is clear. Andrews to the basket. Shot is rejected, and the ball out of bounds will go to Desert Pines. Nice defense by the Jaguars.
That was great defense.
You can tell a lot of really skilled athletes on the court in game number 3.
Oh, yes. I mean, he stayed with them very quick. The other guy was very agile, but still he was able to get the block and get the ball back in possession.
Guzan off to Gates. Jumper on the way is good by Anthony Swift. His first 2 points and the first lead for Desert Pines at 5-3. Full court pressure. In trouble are the Wildcats. Andrews, deep jumper on the way, will be long, and the rebound is cleared by Uzan. Milos, pretty pass to the open man, and the easy layup by Roland Gates. That's his first 2. It's a 7-3 Jaguar lead.
Now that's the basketball player dribbling the ball with his head up.
Open 3, in and out off the attempt by Conriquez. Uzan, his shot no good, and the rebound cleared by Wright. Wright throwing a dart, and the shot is missed by Brandon Richard, but the 6'7 junior will be at the line to shoot 2. Let's see what Brandon Richard can do. 6'7", he's a 2-year starter, good interior player. And he makes the first of 2 with one more coming up for Brandon Richard, number 21. Averages 6.6 points per game, 65% from the free throw line.
I'm glad to see a forward be able to make free throws like that. It's very hard and very rare to see.
And second one trickles in, so he's got 2. It's a 2-point game, 7-5, 4:30 to go. First quarter between Windward and Desert Pines. Game number 3 of our 4-game BSN Sports Showcase here at Pacifica Christian High. Uzan jumper, it's short. He hasn't been able to connect yet here tonight. And here comes Jaron Harris. Layup on the way, it's good.
Quick speed.
Harris
left
with
hand
4.
layup.
Tied at 7.
This is going to be a close game.
Yeah, you can just feel it, can't you?
Yes, you can.
This one has the makings of a buzzer beater. A reach and foul call against Windward.
I was looking at Desert Pines' schedule. They play some really tough teams. Jay Sierra and Archbishop to be to name a few.
Matter of fact, Jay Serra last night knocked off St. John Bosco 55-54 at St. John Bosco.
Oh, wow.
A huge win for the Lions.
Yes, it was.
And head coach Wilkinson. Jumper on the way, no good. If you remember, Wilkinson playing days, played at Capo Valley for Brian Mulligan and then at USC. Shot no good by Kajani Wright. And it's cleared. Here comes Milos Uzan. Milos looking to get his first points of the night. He's open, swings left side. Jumper on the way, will be long off the attempt by Conriquez. And it's cleared by Andrews. Andrews. Up to Harris. Deep jumper. It's going to be long. Who wants the rebound? It was Richard, but he gets swiped to the basket. No basket. Offensive foul called against Cimarron Conriquez. Boy, you got to love when a player sacrifices his body for the good of the team, but also a little concern as the player is shaken up. And we're going to get a TVX Sports video replay off this one. They're glad to see Devin Tillis be able to get off the court under his own power.
Yes, it is. It's good to see a player be able to do that.
Yeah, we got the wind knocked out of him, but you certainly have to hope he didn't suffer a concussion. I don't know if he has to maybe go through concussion protocol, because Tillis is their leading scorer. Jumper by Kajani Wright. It's in and out. Loose ball scramble. Brandon Richard tried to save it, and they rule that it's still Windward ball. 7-all with 2:34 to go. In for Windward for the first time. We'll see Marcus Joseph, number 32. He's a 6'4" junior. And misses the layup coming off the bench, and the rebound is cleared. Here comes Uzan into the attacking zone. Layup on the way, no good off the attempt by Wiley. And here we go end to end. Shot is blocked off the attempt by Andrews. And here come the Jaguars. Uzan, shot no good. He's about 0 for 6 from the field.
Yeah, he's been forcing the shots lately. That's not good.
Layup is blocked off the attempt by Henry Hopper, who just came in the game. Hopper, a 6'3" junior, didn't have enough hops on that shot attempt. Kajani Wright, his pass is picked off. Windward's played a little sloppy here in the first. Jumper on the way. It's going to be way off on the attempt by Samaj Threat. Timeout called by Windward. 1:51 to go. We're tied at 7. And both teams kind of trying to feel each other out. It seems like a 15-round bout. Let's take a look at a block that took place moments ago. Well, we're back to the sideline action here. A reminder that the BSN Sports Classic is brought to you by B&B Real Estate, Brianna Batchon Realtor, Pacifica Christian High School, Bird Bites, and Sellable. I'd also like to say hello to my good buddy Tim Bird of OCSports.com for the best in Orange County sports. Watching these two teams play, they're both going to end. It's been a little bit out of control. I wouldn't be surprised, or it'll be interesting to see which coach maybe decides to try and slow it down a little bit.
Well, we'll see. I mean, it looks like both these teams feed and just get their energy from fast breaks, going with the speed, going with the motions and stuff like that. So let's just give them this quarter and half of the second to see what transpires.
Well, good to see Devin Tillis is back in the game, number 11, who had fallen down moments ago. And the ball is picked off. Henry Hopper loses the handle. Milo Suzan. Jumper, good. And so the points for Anthony Swift. He now has 4, 9-7 Desert Pines. And they'll stick with that 2-on-2 full court pressure. Harris. Off to Tillis, back to Harris. Just under 1 minute to go and a low-scoring first quarter. Right. Jumper by Andrews, no good. And the rebound cleared by Desert Pines. They're hanging in there with Windward, one of the top teams in Southern California. Threats brings up top to Uzan. Difference between shot and game clock, 14 seconds. Ball knocked out of bounds with 31.9 in the quarter, 18 on the shot clock. This one seems like a 15-round heavyweight bout. Both teams in the earlier rounds feeling each other out.
Yes, it is.
threats. Ball knocked out of bounds, down to 7 on the shot clock, and 20.7 seconds to go here in quarter one. Down to 1. It counts!
Oh.
Just beating the shot clock. Oh my! That's a big shot by Cinnamon Conriquez.
Nice buzzer beater right there.
He has 6. Last 5 seconds of the quarter. 12-7 Desert Pines. That's going to be a travel or a foul. They call a foul with 1.5 seconds to go. Non-shooting variety. Personal foul on Swift. Deshaun Wiley checks back in. Wasn't quite sure what was that conversation about.
Couldn't quite hear him.
But we do know 1.5 seconds to go. Windward will trigger in, trailing 12-7 to Desert Pines. Shot on the way, in and out by Devin Tillis at the end of 1. It's Desert Pines 12, Windward 7. You're watching the BSN Sports Showcase from Pacifica Christian High on TVX Sports Video live on YouTube. Back at Pacifica Christian High School, Newport Beach, California, the BSN Sports Classic. Mark Keller, Chris Dade, thanks so much for joining us. Just so you know the reason why I've got the mask and the gloves on. Last April I got diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia with a fun mutation on the side. I survived 85 days in the hospital, 7 rounds of chemo. Having fun, though, talking basketball with you, Chris Dade. You've been my buddy since your days at El Camino High School, Cal State Fullerton, your days through the pros. What can you say to youngsters who look to play professional basketball overseas and what they can expect?
Just work hard at your craft, work hard at your game, your skills. That's definitely something that you need to work on every single day. Stay focused and just be disciplined. I mean, that's going to carry over to you playing professional basketball overseas and being away from your family. So.
And you played in many countries, including Israel, if I recall correctly.
Yes, Israel, Argentina, Iceland. I was actually in Iceland for 3 years. So
was that your favorite place?
My favorite place was Argentina. I wish I didn't have to leave there, but country kind of went bankrupt on me.
So was it the country you liked the best, the league you liked the best? What was it about Argentina?
Oh, the league. I mean, just a lot of the ex-NBA players were down there. Ginobili would be playing in a few games here and there. So it was just great just being a part of that, learning, just getting better.
To Johnny Wright, his shot no good. Shot again. That one is going to go in, and it's Devin Tillis. His first field goal. He has 3. They did a great job, did the Wildcats, off the offensive glass.
Well, did you see all the blue jerseys that was there just getting the boards and trying to shoot it back up and everything else? They want this game. They're here to play.
That they are, and they trail 12-9. 7 minutes to go in the first half. Thanks so much for joining us. Deep jumper on the way.
Oh,
that's
nice.
A bullseye 3 for Desert Pines. And coming up with the bucket, it's Cinnamon Conriquez. He has 3 threes, a game-high 9, and the Jaguars up by 6, 15-9. The other way, 3 ball. That's no good. Offensive rebound, stripped of the basketball, and it's saved by Milo Suzan. And here comes Desert Pine. Boy, the Jaguars looking pretty good so far early today.
Yes, they are.
That ball was thrown out of bounds. I'm not sure who Deshaun Wiley was looking for, but that's an unforced turnover. Back into the game for Windward is Brandon Richard, number 21.
I'd like to take a moment and thank the refs that are out here. Casey Brown, Nicholas Maddox, and Ernesto Rodriguez just doing a great job.
Yep, calling a pretty clean game thus far. Richard. Off to Andrews. Andrews to Joseph. Back to Andrews. 7 on the shot clock. Good defense by Desert Pines. Jumper on the way. Nothing but net for Dylan Andrews. That's his first 2 points of the game. 15-11 contest. 5:40 to go first half.
Desert Pines definitely made him work for that shot.
Yep. Uzan, 3, no good. He has been unable to connect so far. I have him unofficially 0 for 7 from the field. Tillis, they'll work it around. Almost an unforced turnover there by Jake Shapiro, checking in number 3. Richard, off to Andrews. Thought about it, down to 10 on the shot clock. Shapiro right side to Tillis. Tillis, you can tell, wants to take the shot. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Down to 3. They got to let it fly. Shot on the way, it's good. Answered 3 by Devin Tillis. He's got 6. And if you're Desert Pines, you couldn't have played any better defense. 3 on the other end, good by Deshaun Wiley. His first points, it's 18-14.
You got to come back and be prepared to play defense. You can't just be happy about that one shot.
Yep, that was punch counter punch, wasn't it? Andrews with the ball at the top. Let's see if he could get some offense going off to Shapiro. Shapiro back to Andrews, the super sophomore. Doesn't have the shot. Off to Shapiro, down to 8 on the shot clock. Tillis jumper, it's long. Rebound cleared by Desert Pines. Here come the Jaguars. Wiley. Deep jumper by Threats. No good on the 3, and the rebound cleared. Richards going to get an easy slam dunk. And for Richards, that's his first 2. It's a 2-point game. 18-16. Desert Pine leads Windward. This one, you just see it going back and forth. So far, this has been a very fun, entertaining game to watch.
Oh, yes. Yes, it has. But as you can see, both teams are fast, looking for that fast break. If the guards, what they need to do is make sure that each team does not get an easy layup at the other end. And I think that's why Desert Pines coach called a timeout. Said, hey, look, guards, they're going to throw the long pass. We need to be ready for that.
That they do. So with 3:51 to go, it's a 2-point game, 18-16. Tillis has a total of 6 points for Windward. He leads the way for them. Conriquez has 9 for Desert Pines, the leading scorer for the Jaguars, and they have the basketball out of the timeout. Windward, they like to play a lot of man defense. That's their bread and butter. Jumper on the way is good by Swift. He has half a dozen. 4-point lead at 20-16.
Keeping it consistent. I like that.
That they do. Tillis. They break the pressure and give way to Harris. Harris now to Andrews. He runs the show for them. To the basket, layup no good off the attempt by Hopper. They get the rebound and now the pass picked off. End to end, stripped of the ball is Wiley. However, the Jaguars will keep possession with 3:01 to go. Boy, Some real good athletes out there with some quick hands on defense.
Oh, yes. But as you can see, Windward came back to play defense and to stop the fast break layup. I like that.
Not giving up the easy bucket.
That's for sure.
You can tell with this Windward team, if you're going to score, we're going to make you work hard. Silas Uzan.
Great pass.
Works it down low, and the layup is up and good by Swift. He now has 8. He and Conriquez have scored 17 of the 22 for Desert Pines.
I like how Uzan used his other player to get him in the game. That's what he's going to have to do to get himself in there.
Andrews, his shot is blocked by Swift. Here comes Thresh. Off to Uzan. Crossover jumper, yes. Finally gets his first 2. They're up by 8, 24-16. I know Desert Pines a pretty good ball club, but I think right now we got an upset in the making here.
Oh, yes.
Harris with the basketball. Off to Hopper. Hopper. They look just on this possession look so unsure right now. Pull-up jumper is no good. Rebound by Richard. Yes. I mean, that was not a good offensive possession, but the good news is the Wildcats came away with 2.
Well, Desert Pines is doing a great job of making them shoot that last-second desperate shot. Thankfully, Windward has been knocking them down and still staying in the game.
That's going to be a turnover. Over and back. Good call by the ref, who is right in front. Kajani Wright checks back in. Now, Wright is one of their leading scorers, and Kajani has been scoreless in the first half. This team, they have 4 players that score in double digits, but Wright so far has not gotten off the schneid, looking to get his first points of the evening. Floater, that's an air ball thrown up by Andrews. Andrews gets the rebound, double team. They kick up top. Tillis to the basket. Shot no good. He gets fouled. Good job by Devin to take it to the rack. Hey, if those outside shots aren't falling, take it to the basket and attempt the shot closer to the bucket.
Absolutely. Actually, that's what Uzan did earlier. He wasn't making his outside shots. Like you said, he was like 0 for 7, 0 for 8. Once he starts going in towards the basket and getting a little bit closer, then he started hitting, getting his other teammates involved. That's why they're up 24-19.
Tillis has 7. He's an 82.5% free throw shooter. And he'll shoot one more, and it goes in. So he's got a 4-point game, 24-20. Just under 1 minute to go in the first. It's been a quick first half of play. Only a total of 7 fouls called in the first half. 6 against the Jaguars and just 1 against Windward. Turnover. Here come the Wildcats. Dylan Andrews looking for Kajani Wright, who can't handle the pass. And the Wildcats at times have played, the game's been a little bit too fast for them.
Just a little bit. Maybe if they just slow down just a tad, they'll get a better rhythm at it.
So holding on, difference between shot and game clock is 4 seconds. And with the basketball up top is Milo Uzan. Nothing like having the coach's son handling the rock. For Mike Uzan in his 9th year, 181 and 69. Jumper on the way, air ball, down to 7 seconds. Tillis with the ball, off to Andrews. His 3 is gonna be long, and that's gonna do it. We have reached halftime with your score. Desert Pines 24 and Windward 20. A pretty low scoring first half of play.
Well, yeah, I mean, both sides have been going pretty fast, up and down the court. A lot of misses, a lot of second chances, a lot of third chances. Buzzer beater shot.
reached halftime. The BSN Sports Classic on TVX Sports Video. back at Pacifica Christian High School in Newport Beach, California. The first annual BSN Sports Showcase. Mark Keller, Chris Dade, thanks so much for joining us. A pretty low-scoring first half, 24-20. Desert Pines has been the team on top. A little bit of an upset happening. Cimarron Conriquez has been the man offensively with 3 threes, leading the way with 9 points.
Well, yes, it is a low-scoring game, but, I mean, it's fast-paced, going back and forth. Both teams are playing defense, making it hard and difficult for any team to make an easy basket or an easy shot.
Yep, besides Conriquez with 9, Swift has 8. Those two have 17 of the 24. Meanwhile, for Windward, they got 8 from Devin Tillis and 6 for Richard, 4 for Harris, 2 for Andrews. But the story, the super sophomore Kajani Wright with a goose egg in the first half of play.
Well, hey, look, sometimes that happens. Let's see what happens when he comes out during the second half. See what the coach have talked to him, what kind of refocusing he's going to do, how he's going to use his teammates to get himself back in the game.
A reminder, the BSN Sports Showcase is brought to you by B&B Real Estate, Brianna Bachon Realtor, Pacifica Christian High, Burke Heights, and Sellables. Don't forget, B&B Real Estate, they've been selling homes in SoCal since 1986. Trust B&B Real Estate with all your commercial and residential needs, from property management, property investment. B&B Real Estate is here to serve you. Pacifica Christian High School in Orange County, a liberal arts high school here at Newport Beach at 883 West 15th Street. They will give you a liberal arts education with the intention of help creating the individual that God intends. To learn more about Pacifica Christian, visit pacificaoc.org. Brianna Bachon Realtor. Looking for your next home? Trust no one other than Brianna Bachon Realtor to help you find the home of your dreams. Second half action. Windward with the basketball. What do you look for here in the second half?
Patience, passing the ball around, and looking for that open shot.
Andrews with the basketball up top for the Wildcats. They were held to 20 points in the first half. We're going to have a foul down low against Desert Pines. Oh, actually, we have no foul. We have a shot clock situation here. It was showing 29 seconds. It said it should be 21. But if they've had the ball for 4, yeah, that makes sense. 35-second shot clock, 14 taken off, 21 on the shot clock. So we got that malfunction taken care of. I'm amazed how the refs really don't miss anything, how they're just on top of that.
Yes, they are.
Open 3 is going to be lost. Tillis with the rebound. He's double teamed. Foul down low, and Devin Tillis has earned a chip to the free throw line.
Great offensive rebound. Going back up, got fouled. Let's see if he can make these two.
Yep, the UNLV commit with that high basketball IQ. You mentioned 82.5% from the free throw line. He makes the first of 2, and he leads the way in scoring with 9 points for Windward and has gotten the Wildcats within 3. Misses the second of 2, and the rebound cleared by Desert Pines. Windward going to attempt some pressure. Threat. Off to Uzan. Deep jumper on the baseline is going to be in and out. Offensive rebound off to Threat. He scores his first 2 of the basketball game. 26-21. Desert Pines, Jaguars up by 5. Pressure broken by Windward. Tillis up top to Andrews. Not often you see a sophomore running the show, but this young man is doing that for the Windward Wildcats. Andrews gets stripped of the basketball, and I think he gets fouled down low. Stopping the clock with 6:52 to go here in quarter number 3.
I like that great hesitation that he did over the pick, going to the basket. Good foul.
Yep, and the foul gets called against Gates. And stepping to the free throw line will be Dylan Andrews.
Nice.
Andrews makes the first of 2. He now has 3 points. Will be shooting one more at the free throw line. 80% free throw shooting.
See if he can bring it back to 3.
And he does. And he has 4, 1 field goal and a pair of foul shots. Threats off to Uzan. Uzan across the timeline. Pass is stolen. Coast to coast, layup no good. Rebound no good. Foul down low. Shot attempts by both Harris and Andrews would not fall. And it's going to be Dylan Andrews right back at the free throw line where he was there moments ago. Let's take a look on replay. Call it, Chris.
Wow. Looks like that he was trying to go off for the dunk.
He was the 6'3" sophomore.
Oh.
First one trickles in, and he'll be shooting one more. I mean, when you have a point guard that is shooting almost 81% from the free throw line, nothing like money in the bank, especially in a close ball game.
That is correct.
He makes a pair. He's made 4 free throws now here in the third. 26-25, and all 5 points for Windward have come from the charity stripe here in the third. A mini 5-2 run to get it to a 1-point game. 26-25. Ball knocked out of bounds. Possession kept by Desert Pines with 19 on the shot clock.
Desert Pines is coming out making a little bit too many mistakes during the second half.
Yeah, and that's where a team like Windward will make it pay. Got to beat the 5-second violation. Ball knocked out of bounds, and you know, that's one of the things that a coach can't stand, the unforced turnover.
That's just losing focus.
Here comes Andrews. Breaks the pressure. Jumper by Tillits. It's going to be long. Rebound by Richard. Kicks up top. Andrews' jumper hits the 3 ball. He has 8 of their 9 points. And guess what? It's a 28-26 game.
That's an 8-point run right there.
Yep, they've taken a 2-point lead, have the Wildcats, showing why they're one of the top teams in SoCal. After a little bit of a sluggish first half, I don't know what Colin Pfaff said at halftime, but boy, it has paid dividends for this ball club here in the third. Foul call. And that'll be sending Deshaun Wiley to the free throw line. The 6'4" junior has scored as many as 20 in a game, that coming against Capital Christian. Let's see what he can do at the free throw line. This is the first of 2 with one more coming up. Anthony Swift checks back in. He replaces Roland Gates. The importance of making the free throws in a very close ball game.
That's very important.
Yep. 1 of 2 is made.
Brings it in within 1.
And for Wiley, 4 points. First foul shot made. To Johnny Wright. Bad pass to Richard, who is wide open and could have had an easy 2.
Yeah, that was a bad pass. Should have tossed it up instead of throwing it at his feet.
Yeah.
You got a big 6'7", 6'8" guy. He can be able to get up there and grab the rebound.
Pressure's broken along the baseline. Foul is going to be called against Richard. Second team foul, first personal foul. 28-27, 1-point lead. Offensive foul called against Windward. You hate those offensive fouls, don't you? Let's see what Windward can do right here as they attack the full court pressure of Desert Pines. Andrews, double T. Off to Harris. Harris with the basketball, right side. Looking down low for Kajani Wright. His first 2, and he uses the left hand nicely. Maybe they'll get Kajani Wright going. It's 30-27, Windward by 3.
That's the way they use your big man down low.
Uzan held to 2 in the first half. Runner is good. The coach's son able to rattle that one home. He has 4. It's a 1-point contest. Windward up 30-29. 4:18 to go here in the third. Pressure broken. Along the base. Kick up top. 3 ball. It's going to be long by Darren Harris. Kajani Wright. No good, but it'll be at the line to shoot 2. Sometimes it just takes one basket to get the big guy going.
Yeah.
And Kajani will be at the line to shoot a pair. Let's take a look on the TVX Sports Video replay. There's Kajani getting fouled and makes the first of 2. So he now has 3 points on the evening. Checking out of the game will be Brandon Richard, and Hooper comes back in. One more shot coming up. And a very close basketball game between 2 very good teams.
Coach is giving his big man some rest right now. Probably going to bring them back in the last 2 minutes of this quarter.
Wright with 4 points. All here in the third. Windward up by 3, 32-29. Threats off to Uzan. Uzan, jumper, no good. Threats with the rebound because the fake goes up. And the shortest man on the court gets the offensive rebound. He all of 5'10".
That was a good pump fake. I like that. Stayed under control and then went out and tried to make the shot.
Yep, foul goes against Tillis, his first personal, and Thrance will be at the free throw line where he shoots 55%, makes the first of 2, one more coming up.
Very close game.
One more coming up for Threats. All 4 of his points have come in the third, and we've got a 1-point contest, Chris, 32-31. Pressure broken, and here they go into their half-court set. The Windward Wildcats, 15-4 on the year. Out of the Gold Coast League in Los Angeles. Shapiro up top, work it down low. Oh, whoa. Beautiful feed to Wright for the flush. He has 6, and the Wildcats by 3, 34-31, as we hit the 3-minute mark in the third.
Way to work that ball around and then hit the big man cutting down the middle.
Uzan with the basketball. They swing left side to Threats. His floater, no good. Gets his own rebound. I'll tell you what, number 1, only 5'10", but he does a great job at following up the missed shot.
Oh, yes.
Call it, Chris.
Look at the big man cutting down the middle. Easy bucket right there.
Kajani better take that man who gave him the assist out for a free double-double after that one. We got a foul for Desert Pines. Personal foul. Possession will be kept on Windward. They get the fresh shot clock, leading by 3. It's been a 14-7 run here in the third. Uzan gets stripped of the basketball. Desert Pines will keep it. Substitution in for Windward. It'll be Darren Harris. He replaces Devin Tillis. Hopper comes up with the loose ball. But off possession, it will be kept by Desert Pines. 22 on the shot clock. Threat swings left side, trying to work it down low. Turnaround jumper, count the bucket, and will look to complete the good old-fashioned three-point play. Anthony Swift now has 10, and he'll be at the line to shoot one.
The junior showing him something. Got the ball down low, pivot move, bam, nice shot. And like a little fadeaway shot.
Anthony Swift will be at the line shooting one. Has scored as many as 18 on 3 occasions. He completes the three-point play, and he has 11 points. And we're all knotted up, Chris, at 34.
Both teams battling it out.
Andrews off to Harris. Swing left side, Shapiro. Back up top to Harris. Working that shot clock. Timeout called by Colin Pfaff. Exactly 2 minutes to go in the third, Chris. We are tied at 34. Your thoughts on this one?
It's hard to say. Right now, both teams are evenly matched. It's going to come down to coaching. What kind of coaching plays that you're going to run? Can your players execute them and make the bucket?
Any surprises about this one?
The little guys. Number one, Desert Pine, point guard, just getting the rebounds after the shot. That's stuff that you want to see from your guards and everything. Just still, even after the shot, you still want them to go in and get the rebound if they can, and that's what they're doing, keeping everything still close and keeping the game close. Right now, it can go either way.
I'll tell you what, after being very quiet in the first half, the super sophomores of Dylan Andrews and Kajani Wright combined for all of 2 points. Meanwhile, in this third quarter of play, Andrews has scored 7, Wright has scored 6. They have scored 13 of the 14, and the super sophomores have showed up here in the second half.
That's good. I like seeing that. I like seeing the sophomores step up and showing people what they can do.
And on the flip side for Desert Pines, they are led by Anthony Swift. He has 11. Conriquez has 9. All 3 of his threes came in the first half of play. And we're back to action. Windward with the basketball. They wanted to get it to Wright, but they couldn't. Deep jumper by Andrews. That'll be off the mark. The rebound cleared, knocked off Hopper, and we'll go to Desert Pines with 1:46 to go here in the third. So you got the feeling, Chris, this one's going to come down to the last possession.
Oh, yes, it is.
In trouble and has to call a timeout. Now that's how you know your defense is doing a good job, when you're playing that full court press and you force the offense out to burn a timeout.
Yes, but as a Desert Pines coach, that's not a timeout that I want you to call. If anything, try to throw it off the person's leg, go out of bounds. You guys regroup, take the ball out of bounds on the side, and do a better job.
So Windward and Desert Pines, both teams, have basketball backgrounds of winning. They're used to winning, and it's showing out here on the court tonight.
Oh, yes, but both teams are not going to – they're not making it easy. Not making it easy at all. And scrapping out there and going after and playing hard defense on both sides. I mean, that's why we have a 34-34 game.
That we do. We mentioned Mike Uzan and the success he's had, and Colin Pfaff has done the same thing with this Wildcat program. In his 3 previous years, he's won 23, 17, and 25 games. That's not chop liver. Let's see what Desert Pines does against the 2-3 zone. Look for Milos Uzan. Working it down low. The shot no good, but we're also going to have a foul. So while they got no bucket, Deshaun Wiley was able to get himself a trip to the free throw line and shoot 2.
And at least they're making them at the free throw line, keeping them in the game. That's good. Now, it would have been a different story if they were missing their free throws.
Wiley, a 6'4" junior. He makes the first of 2. He has 5 points on the evening, has scored as many as 20 in a ball game. and averages 11.5 points and 6.5 rebounds, and he makes a pair, and it's 36-34, Desert Pines by 2. Harris off to Andrews, breaks the pressure into the attacking zone. Hopper back to the super sophomore Dylan Andrews. I really like the game that this young man has. Tillis couldn't do anything with that, down to 10 on the shot clock. They work it along the baseline. Jumper on the way by Hopper. Bullseye, good for Hopper, his first field goal. 37-36, Windward by 1. 34 seconds to go in the third. Difference between shot and game clock, 3 seconds. It's going to be 1-and-1 time for Desert Pines. So they'll be shooting free throws the rest of the way.
Oh, wow.
So we have a feeling with team fouls, 8 on one side, 5 on the other, there'll be a lot of foul shots coming up here in the fourth quarter, Chris. And Deshaun Wiley right back to the free throw line where he made 2 moments ago. Misses the front end of the 1-on-1. And Windward can hold for the last shot. Pressure broken. 3 by Hopper. Yes! Back-to-back threes by Henry Hopper. Windward up by 4, 40-36. Last 8 seconds. Broken up, out of bounds, off to Windward with exactly 7 seconds to go. How about Hopper, who is scoreless, all of a sudden back-to-back threes on that left baseline.
That's his spot right there. He loves that.
Andrews to Hopper again. Oh, misses the 3. At the end of 3 from Pacifica Christian High School, the Windward Wildcats 40, the Desert Pine Jaguars 36. You're watching exclusive action of the BSN Sports Classic from Pacifica Christian High on TVX Sports Video live on YouTube. Fourth quarter action, Windward and Desert Pines. Windward up 40-36. Shot is up and in, and scoring that bucket for Windward, number 32, Marcus Joseph. That's his first 2 points of the game. Other way, shot is blocked.
Good
They're
block.
calling held ball off possession. The Jaguars will keep possession, and that was a nice block off the shot attempt by Milos Uzan. I look for Uzan to try and get on track. He's been held to just 4 points here tonight, Chris.
Yes, he has, but I think a lot of the times he was just forcing it.
Blocked, rebound, score. He stuck with it after getting stuffed on the initial shot. Give credit for the 6'2 sophomore sticking with it right there. It's a 4-point game, 42-38.
Oh, yes. Windward is not going to win this one easy.
For Windward, it was a 20-12 run in the third, erasing a 4-point halftime deficit to lead by 4 at the end of 3.
Oh, it was Hopper at the last second.
Yep. Hopper's shot is blocked as he tried to take it to the rack. And here comes Uzan in transition for the Jaguars. Pass down low. Shot is blocked. Good rebound, and here comes Harris for Windward. Jaron Harris, 6'1" junior. He's been pretty quiet today with 4 points. Has the rock. Gives way to Andrews. Yeah, that's got to be an offensive foul there. Oh, yeah. I mean, to me, that was pretty obvious. Yeah. Joseph simply threw him down to the floor. You know, Marcus is 6'4", 280. So, you know, sometimes it's you don't realize your own strength.
Yeah.
Coach Pfaff not happy at all in front of us, Chris, talking to the official on that one.
Just looking at the replay on that one, clearly shows that he just threw him down to the ground.
Yep, and it's going to send Anthony Swift to the free throw line. Swift on the night with 12 points. Makes the front end, so he now has 13 with one more coming up. Swift on the year, 11.5 points and 7.5 rebounds. Second shot is up and good. Substitution. Coach Pfaff wants to know why there were free throws when that was an offensive foul. But it was an illegal screen. It wasn't player control, so I understand the reason for the free throws.
I don't know if it was an illegal screen. He just literally just threw a player down to the ground.
Well, it definitely was a foul and worthy of free throws.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Layup. Oh, no good off the attempt by Harris. Everything but the finish there. Here comes Threat. Number 1 gives up top to Uzan. Whips it right side. 3-point jumper. Bullseye. Cinnamon Enriquez. He has 12 off 4 threes. That's what he does best. 43-42. Desert Pines by 1.
He's a shooter.
5:48 to go. Oh, my. Andrews. Turnaround. In and out. And the rebound once again. Threat. Number 1, he's got to have at least 6 rebounds today. Open 3. No good. Up and over. That'll be a turnover and to the Wildcats.
That was a good shot. That one just hit the rim off line.
Yep. Jake Shapiro into the contest. Let's take a look at that last 3-point field goal that was drilled.
Holding his follow through, swish.
Conriquez, you could tell he's practiced that shot a few times.
Oh, yes, and he was determined to make that one.
Yep, Conriquez averages 7.1 a game. He's got 12 here tonight. Has scored as many as 15 in a game this season. Shot, counted by Andrews. He'll look to complete the 3-point play, and the super soft hits double digits. He's got 11.
That's a big-time D1 move right there. Strong, determined. Look at this. Hesitation, real strong, getting the bump. I'm going to make this shot right here. Boom. Free throw time.
That is a pretty looking move by a very talented basketball player. 6'3" sophomore, just loves to compete. And he makes that foul shot good. He now has 12. Windward up by 2. 45-43, 5:10 to go here in the fourth. 2 outstanding ball clubs meeting here in the BSN Sports Showcase. Uzan 3. It's going to be off the mark. Rebound down low, but on the end line, and a turnover, but good hustle by Roland Gates.
That was a good hustle. It was.
You hate to see that. Such good effort, and he just lands on the end line. The half-court set. Andrews up top off to Shapiro. Shapiro at the basketball. Not an offensive threat. Gives way to Andrews. Andrews being pressured defensively. Off to Tillis. Tillis to the basket. Shot is blocked. Here come the Jaguars in transition. Uzan takes it to the basket. His floater is good. Up and over the 6'8".
Tied it
Right.
up.
Oh, my.
He's starting to find his rhythm now.
That he is. He's got 8. Beautiful move by Milo Zuzan. Tied at 45, 4 minutes to go in regulation. Shapiro to Tillis. 3 no good. Right with the rebound. No good, but Kajani will go to the line and shoot a pair. Take a look on replay of the last bucket scored by Uzan. I mean, how he got that up and over Kajani Wright, I don't know.
Wow.
But what a shot there by Milo Zuzan. Tied at 45. Kajani gets a nice, soft shooter's roll. He now has 7. Both teams with some substitutions. Keyshawn McCullum was in briefly on defense. He checks out. 46-45. Wildcats by 1. 3:52 to go here in regulation. I'll tell you what, for a big guy, he's got a really nice soft touch.
Oh, yes. And he made both free throws. I like that.
Yeah, averages 13.6 points per game. Conriquez kicks up top. Uzan 3. Off the mark. Rebound by Wright. Wright to Harris. He's going to walk it up. Conriquez on him defensively. 3.5 minutes to go and a 2-pointer. This one looks to be a buzzer beater in Newport Beach, California. Down low to Tillis. Gives a fake, goes up. He's fouled and will be at the line shooting a pair, drawing the foul from Anthony Swift. I think that might be Anthony's 4th. Tillis will be at the line.
Should be shooting a 1-and-1.
Yeah, well, Mike Uzan's trying to say he shouldn't even be shooting foul shots. I thought he was in the act. All kinds of discussion here. Wiley's going to check out. Keyshawn McCullum checks in. Tillis at the free throw line.
I like what the Desert Pines coach was saying. Hey, look, I got 20 seconds. I got 20 seconds, right? Trying to give his players some rest so that way they'll be able to compete in the next 3 minutes.
How many fouls have Swift? It's 5. Okay, so we're finding out Anthony Swift has just fouled out of the game. So that's his 5th personal. And so, yes, the coach should be given a certain amount of time to make a decision on a replacement. But that's going to hurt losing Anthony Swift, who has led Desert Pines with 14 points. And now Coach Uzan wants timeout. So a whole lot going on here, Chris, with 3:20 to go in a 47-45 game. Losing Anthony Swift, the 6'5 junior, is really going to hurt the Jaguars down the stretch, not having one of your best players on the court in a close game against a top-ranked team from Southern California.
Oh, yes. I mean, you're losing one of your best players as well as height. So now Windward has a chance to grab all defensive and offensive rebounds and get easy putbacks.
Yep, so now down the stretch, it's really going to come down to who can make those free throws, as both teams right now are shooting one-on-one with a common foul, and of course the typical 2 on the shooting foul with 3:20 to go. And so stepping to the free throw line, I mean, will be Devin Tillis. I mean, you definitely want to have your senior at the free throw line who's shooting just under 83% from the charity stripe. He has 9 points on the night. Misses the first of 2. One more coming up. So maybe he got frozen a little bit by that timeout call, Chris.
That does happen from time to time.
Misses a pair. Boy, that's going to hurt.
Oh, yes, it is.
Here comes Threats. Nice crossover. Uzan shot is up and good. And for Uzan, he hits 10 points, double digits. We're all tied at 47, Chris.
3 minutes left to go in the game.
Pressure broken. Harris with the rock. Let's see what he can do. He's got Conriquez on him defensively. Tillis back to Harris. Looking for Kajani Wright. There was a mix-up there on communication. Unforced turnover by Windward. And the Jaguars have a chance to reclaim the lead with 2:40 to go here in regulation.
Jaguars need to capitalize on this right now.
Threats off to Uzan. Uzan back to Threats. Threats to Uzan. They play game of catch. You know Milos is looking for his shot here. He wants it. Looking for the pass down low. Good ball movement. Conriquez misses the three, and the rebound by Harris. We approach 2:10 to go. We're all tied at 47, Chris. I got my seatbelt on. I got you belted in, buddy. Let's see what happens down the stretch of this one.
2 minutes left to go.
Deep jumper along the baseline. It's no good off the attempt by Andrews. They get the rebound on the fresh shot clock. 1:48 to go in regulation. Tied at 47. Dillon off to Tillis. Back to Dillon. Right side three-point circle. 20 on the shot clock. Off to Harris. Good defense by Desert Pines. Down to 13 on the shot clock. 90 seconds in regulation. Harris off to Hopper. Hopper along the baseline. Out of bounds on the turnover to Desert Pines. I think Harris came up gimpy on his right knee there. Not quite sure what happened, but he's staying in the game.
Windward wasn't looking for the big man down low. I mean, he was open several times. They should have got it to him.
47 all between two outstanding programs here at the BSN Sports Showcase. Uzan, three! Oh, it was halfway down and popped out, Chris.
Oh, that gotta hurt.
Rebound Wildcats. You think for a moment you got the three-point lead. Just like that, it evaporates.
Coming down to the last 50 seconds.
Both teams with plenty of timeouts. To the basket.
Oh!
Shot is in and out, but the rebound put in by Tillis. He has 11. The Wildcats by 2. 38 seconds in regulation. It's 49-47 Windward. And timeout called by Desert Pines. We're going to keep it right here with 34.2 seconds to go. We said, Chris, this one was going to come down to the final possession.
Oh, yes.
And it's playing true.
Absolutely. It's going to come down to the last possession. Free throws.
There was Tillis on that last play where he went Windex to score, and no more two important points in this game than that one. He now has 11 and cracks double digits for the Windward Wildcats.
I know UNLV is going to love stuff like that.
Yeah. Hey, let's take a look. Let's see what else Ted and the guys in the truck have here. Here was the last play on that floater that was halfway down and fell out. But then Tillis was able to clean up off glass. He goes, I go Windex, thank you very much. And we go up by 2. You know, it's playing some of the, games that Windward has played during the course of this season, that really gets them ready, for a game like tonight. When you're taking on, teams like Damien and, you're taking on Taft and playing a number of other top-ranked teams, like Salesian and Crossroads. It gets you ready for a game like this.
I can see that. Coaches did a great job of scheduling the games for them.
You want to make sure you're on all cylinders come CIF time, and it's games like this that build character and shape and mold you. Let's see what Desert Pines can do. Difference between shot and game clock, 7 seconds. Uzan doesn't have it, wisely brings it back up top. They're down by 2. Uzan to the hole. Shot is blocked, gets his own rebound. Conriquez 3, he's fouled, and he makes it. They don't call a foul, but he makes the 3, and they quickly call a timeout. I thought Conriquez was fouled. He's got 15. Desert Pines up by 1, 50-49 with 12 seconds to go. Oh my.
That was a big time shot right there.
Let's take a look at the replay, Chris. Call it, buddy.
Oh, we couldn't see it there.
I mean, he got fouled. How do you not call a foul on that? That should have been an opportunity for a 4-point play.
He got tackled right at the midsection.
Whew. 15 points for Cimarron Conriquez. 15 points off 5 threes, over doubling his normal average of 7.1 points per game. And he's also tied his career high, and what a way to do it. Let's take one more look on that 3 by Conriquez. Bullseye.
That should have been a 4-point play right there.
Nothing like the bottom of the net. And I mean, the coach and the ref were both right on top of that play. How is that call not made?
Sometimes they miss a call. That happens. You would hate for it to be that call, but this time it was.
Well, keep it here because he could have made the foul shot, could have been up by 2. Instead, they're up by 1. So all the Wildcats need is a 2 to put this one away. 11.2 seconds to play. And another timeout called as both teams just taking a look to see what the other one's setting up.
Absolutely.
It's a little bit of a chess match here between Coach Uzan and Coach Pfaff.
Well, Coach for the Windward team wanted to see what kind of defense that they were going to come out to. As you can see, it's going to be a full court press, which is going to make them waste time off the clock. Now, I would have just had the ball thrown in, catch it, and then call a timeout. So then that way, now the ball has to be checked out at half court, and then you'll have at least 10 seconds from there to do whatever you need to do.
You know, what a fun game. I mean, both teams have just been going at it for almost a full 32 minutes.
Oh, yes, they have.
And that's all you ask for is a competitive game where the kids let it all hang out. And, of course, as broadcasters, we love the buzzer beater type ending.
Yes, and I love that the refs are just letting them play, letting them determine who's going to win and who's going to lose.
No, I agree with you. You definitely want the players to make the determination on who comes up with the victory. So if you're Windward, who do you want to set up for the last shot of this game?
I'll have...
Do you go to your senior Tillis? Do you go to one of the super sops in Wright or Andrews? Who do you like here?
It's hard to say.
Or maybe Hopper. Remember, he can hit those deep threes.
I'll have my guard take it down and go to one of my big guys.
All right, here we go. Remember, Windward still has 2 timeouts if they need one. To the basket is Andrews. Yes! With 4.4 seconds. Here comes Desert Pines with a chance at the buzzer. No good! Windward wins 51-50. Dylan Andrews, the super sophomore, scores a bucket with 3.5 seconds left. And they pull off the victory. He has a team high 14 points. Let's take a look on the TVX Sports video replay.
Crossover, determined, under control, nice layup.
Yep. And we'll take another look right here. Look at Andrews go up and over, and you have a feeling he's going to do that at least a few more times in his career by the super sophomore. He drops the bucket in at the buzzer, and with that, Windward is able to escape with a 51-50 victory. Now 16-4 on the year. Desert Pines, they dropped to 8-6, but what a valiant effort by the Jaguars.
Oh, yes.
So let's break down the scoring. Let's break down the scoring. Can't hear myself. So 51-50 your final score. Let's break down the scoring. 14 for Andrews, 6 for Hopper, 11 for Tillis, 4 for Harris, 6 for Richard, 2 for Joseph, and 8 for Kajani Wright. Meanwhile, for Desert Pines, Swift had a total of 14, 4 for Threat, 6 for Wiley, 15 for Conriquez, 2 for Gates, and Uzan had 10 points. What a basketball game, Chris.
Yes, it was. It was definitely a tough basketball game. Both teams battling back and forth. Like we said, it came down to the last few seconds, few possessions.
Well, that's going to wrap it up. Your final score, Windward 51, Desert Pines 50. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for the final of our 4th game between Pacifica Christian and Arborview of Las Vegas. Along with Chris Dade, I'm Mark Heller. We'll see you in about 10 minutes. You're watching the BSN Sports Classic on TVX Sports Video, live on YouTube.